तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
मातङ्गवदना मां पालय मातङ्गवदना मां पालय मौलीश्वर शिव गौरीनन्दन मौलीश्वर शिव गौरीनन्दन मंगलदायक सिद्धिविनायक मंगलदायक सिद्धिविनायक मातङ्गवदना मां पालय मौलीश्वर शिव गौरीनन्दन मौलीश्वर शिव गौरीनन्दन मंगलदायक सिद्धिविनायक मंगलदायक सिद्धिविनायक मातङ्गवदना मां पालय सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन हे सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन हे परम दया घन पावन हे परम दया घन पावन हे जन्मज दुख विनाशन हे जन्मज दुख विनाशन हे जगदोधारण कारण हे जगदोधारण कारण हे साई कृष्ण जनार्दन हे सत्य साई कृष्ण जनार्दन हे भव भय जलधि तारण हे भव भय जलधि तारण हे सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन हे परम दया घन पावन हे जन्मज दुख विनाशन हे जगदो धारण कारण हे साई कृष्ण जनार्दन हे जनार्दन हे जनार्दन हे जनार्दन हे साई कृष्ण जनार्दन हे भव भय जलधि तारण हे भव भय जलधि तारण हे सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन हे प्रणमामि श्री दुर्गे साई नारायणी 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 जय जगदम्बे देवी भवानी जय जगदम्बे देवी भवानी जय जगदम्बे देवी भवानी जय जगदम्बे देवी भवानी प्रणमामि श्री दुर्गे साई नारायणी प्रणमामि श्री दुर्गे साई नारायणी जय महिषासुर संहारिणी जय महिषासुर संहारिणी जय महिषासुर संहारिणी मोहमाया दुःखहारिणी मोहमाया दुःखहारिणी प्रणमामि श्री दुर्गे साई नारायणी प्रणमामि श्री दुर्गे साई नारायणी जय जगदम्बे देवी भवानी जय जगदम्बे देवी भवानी प्रणमामि श्री दुर्गे साई नारायणी प्रणमामि श्री दुर्गे साई नारायणी जय महिषासुर संहारिणी जय महिषासुर संहारिणी कौशल्यात्मज सुंदर रामा दशरथ नंदन राजा रामा कौशल्यात्मज सुंदर रामा राम राम जय राजा रामा राघव मोहन मेघ श्यामा राम राम जय राजा राम राघव मोहन मेघ श्यामा जय जय राम 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 राम राजा राम पतित पावन सीतापते रामा पतित पावन सीतापते रामा पते राघवा राजा रामा दशरथ नंदन राजा रामा कौशल्यात्मज सुंदर रामा राम राम जय राजा रामा राघव मोहन मेघ श्यामा जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम राम राजा राम पतित पावन सीतापते रामा पतित पावन सीतापते रामा भूपते राघवा हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना आओ आओ प्रभु आओ आओ प्रभु आओ 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 प्रभु आओ आओ प्रभु आओ मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम स्वरूपा धर्म शांति प्रेम स्वरूपा सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम स्वरूपा सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम स्वरूपा आओ आओ प्रभु आओ आओ प्रभु आओ 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 प्रभु आओ आओ प्रभु आओ मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ दर्श दिखाओ, मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ। हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना, हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना। सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम स्वरूपा, धर्म शांति प्रेम स्वरूपा। आओ प्रभु आओ प्रभु आओ, मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ, मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ, मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ, मुझे आकर दर्श दिखाओ। हे गोविंदा हे गोपाला हे माधव मधुसूदना। जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो, जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो, जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो, जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो। जय गोविंदा जय गोपाला जय महादेव नमो, जय गोविंदा जय गोपाला जय महादेव नमो, जय गोविंदा जय गोपाला जय महादेव नमो। जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो, अभय प्रदाता विश्वविदाता, अभय प्रदाता विश्वविदाता, अभय प्रदाता विश्वविदाता, अभय प्रदाता विश्वविदाता। जगदोद्धार नमो, जय शिरडीशा जय पतीशा जय परमेश नमो, जय शिरडीशा जय पतीशा जय परमेश नमो, जय शिरडीशा जय पतीशा जय परमेश नमो, जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो, जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो। जय गोविंदा जय गोपाला जय महादेव नमो, जय गोविंदा जय गोपाला जय महादेव नमो, जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो, जय जय साई नमो, जय शुभदाई नमो। अभय प्रदाता विश्वविदाता, अभय प्रदाता विश्वविदाता, जगतोद्धार नमो, जगतोद्धार नमो, शिरडीशा जय पतीशा जय परमेश नमो जय शिरडीशा जय पतीशा जय परमेश नमो जय जय साई नमो जय शुभदाय नमो। ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नारायण ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नारायण ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नारायण ओम नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमो नारायण ओम 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 नमः शिवाय नमो नारायण। गोविंद साई कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद साई कृष्ण गोविंद 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 साई कृष्ण गोविंद 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 साई कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल 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 साई कृष्ण गोविंद 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 साई कृष्ण गोविंद 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 साई कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद मोहन बाल 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 कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद पर्ति निवासा 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 कृष्ण गोविंद 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 साई कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद कृष्ण गोविन्द गोविन्द.
The cause of bondage and the cause of liberation is the mind alone. So whatever kind of bhakti you do, you need to keep the mind in God. That is compulsory. In the spiritual realm, what we think is important. There was this Indian joint family home where the father-in-law was living and also the son and daughter-in-law. The father-in-law was in the puja room, and from time to time he would ask the daughter-in-law, I had given my shoes to the mochi, to the cobbler, has he brought them or not? He would do his puja. Has the cobbler come or not? The meantime, a neighbor came. The neighbor asked the daughter-in-law that, is your Sasurji there? She said, my Sasurji is at the cobbler's shop, the mochi shop. He is asking how much for the repair of the shoes, and the mochi is saying so much, but he is saying, no, you are asking too much. The father-in-law came out of the puja room. He said, what nonsense are you speaking, Bahu? I am here doing my puja, you say I am in the mochi shop. The Bahu said, Sasurji, don't mind, you were doing your puja, but your mind was with the mochi. Because 3 times you asked me, did the cobbler come or not, did he come or not? So in the spiritual field, the mind is most important. God says, it is not the body, it is the mind that I see. You may ask, why does God give so much of importance to the mind? The reason is, any work that is done without the engagement of the mind, that work doesn't have any relevance. Like, for example, you are listening with the ears, right? But the mind is engaged. And if the mind wanders off, sometimes it happens while listening, right? Right? So if the mind wanders off, that sentence disappears. The mind has to be engaged for the work to be relevant. There was one great scholar in Indian history called Vachaspati Mishra. He was working, he was about 75 years old. He has written a great bhashya, great commentary. So he was writing this commentary of his. He was about to finish it. It was a commentary on the Vedanta. He was working in a hut, and the lamp under which he was working got extinguished with a gust of wind. One woman came and she lit the lamp. Now, his attention went to the woman. He said, who are you? The woman said, don't bother, keep doing your work. He said, what do you mean? Tell me who you are. She said, I'm telling you, don't bother, just do your work. He put his book down. He said, I will not work until you clarify who are you and what are you doing here. She said, I am your wife. He said, when did we get married? She said, 50 years ago. Vachaspati Mishra said, I have no recollection of it. She said, how would you have recollection? You were equally absorbed at the time of marriage. You had your pothis with you. Even when we were saying the mantras, your mind was elsewhere. When we took the rounds over the fire, your mind was elsewhere. Even after marriage, you just kept doing your work. Vachaspati Mishra asked, then how were we eating? She said that I used to go and become a household help in some houses and earn a little bit, and from that we would sustain ourselves. Vachaspati Mishra said, how was I eating? She said, I would put the plate there, and without realizing you would eat, and then I would take away the empty plate. Vachaspati Mishra said, did you not feel you are missing out on life? I am giving you no pleasure, I am just absorbed in this. The wife said, I thought my life is blessed. Because if I had been like anybody else, serving the husband and raising children like cats and dogs, my life would also have been animalistic. I am blessed to serve such a noble soul. Vachaspati Mishra said, this is unbelievable. I have written the Vedanta Bhashya, but you have made it practical. He said, I just can't believe this. So he named that his commentary as Bhamati Bhashya. And Vachaspati Mishra is more known as the Bhamati Bhashyakar, as the one who wrote the Bhamati Bhashya. So now look, he was doing everything for 50 years, but he was having no recollection because his mind was elsewhere engaged. Similarly, if your mind is in the world and with the body you worship God, God says this will not do. I need your mind. You can carry on doing your worldly duties with the body, but keep the mind in me. That will be Karma Yoga. Man hari me, tan jagat me. But if you do the reverse, tan hari me, man jagat me, this will be not ordinary, it will be Mahan Agyan, gross ignorance. So that is why chanting the name, doing the kirtan is definitely the most powerful sadhana. But alongside with that, remember this one principle. Engage the mind in God. So Kripaluji Maharaj says, Keniyu bhakti karo. Whatever bhakti you do puja, do japa, do anything, kirtan, path, but remember, don't miss out this one bhakti, which is smaran, to engage the mind in God. So he then develops on this theme in the next verse, which will be the last verse for us in this retreat. He says, Ram Nam, everybody says is Satya. That is a tradition, at least in North India. When somebody dies, people take the dead body in a procession to the cremation ground, and everybody says, Ram Nam Satya hai, Ram Nam Satya hai, Satya bolo Gatya hai. So they only say it, they don't mean it. Let us say, one father's son has died, and the dead body is being taken in that procession, saying Ram Nam Satya hai, Ram Nam Satya hai. What are they saying and why are they saying? They are saying the name of God is the truth. Because the son has died, now this knowledge is coming that, this son has passed away, tomorrow daughter could pass away, the wife could pass away. This world is not reliable, only Ram is reliable. But how deep is that knowledge? That got revealed after 2 furlongs. The son who was being taken, he suddenly got up and sat down. In other words, he had not actually died. The doctor had made a mistake. It happens from time to time. Now the father is seeing that my son is actually sitting up. He is not dead. He said, hey, nobody say Ram Nam Satya. Why should we not say Ram Nam Satya? Will we not go home? Of course we will go home. Now there is no need to go to the cremation ground. All right, then while going home also, let's keep your son on the shoulder and let's keep on saying Ram Nam Satya hai. Hey, don't say that dirty phrase. That is only said at the time of death. Now my son is alive, now Ram Nam is no longer Satya. So what kind of theory is this? That if the son is alive, then Ram Nam is no longer Satya. This is called Shamshan Vairagya. Shamshan Vairagya means when you go to the Shamshan, the cremation ground, you become Virakt. And moment you return from there, you leave the knowledge in the Shamshan. Again the Sansar is Satya. Then when somebody dies, then again Ram is Satya. Then when you return, then again Sansar is Satya. That is what Kripaluji Maharaj says, that look at these worldly people. What kind of knowledge they have. When they go to the Shamshan, they say the name of God is the truth. And when they return, then again they believe the Sansar is the truth. So, the faith in the Ram Nam is not there. That is the Nam Aparad. Now, suppose a marriage ceremony is taking place. Suppose. And Mukundanand reaches there and starts saying, Ram Nam Satya hai, Ram Nam Satya hai. How will Babaji be received? Received, he will get beaten up. And if Babaji says, what did I do? I was taking the name of Ram. People will say, such an auspicious moment. In this auspicious moment, you are saying a dirty phrase, Ram Nam Satya hai. So this Ram Nam Satya is a dirty phrase. Yes, it is only said at the time of death, not in a marriage ceremony. See, this is the astonishing thing. All day long you take so many names. It is not considered inauspicious. But if you say Ram Nam, it is considered inauspicious. You don't have to believe me. You go and try it out yourself. You must be having some Indian neighbor in your locality, right? You reach your neighbor's house and ring the bell. And when your neighbor opens the door, start saying, Ram Nam Satya hai, Ram Nam Satya. That neighbor will be shocked out of the wits. Arey Baba, what are you saying at my doorstep? No, I went to this Mukundanand's lecture and he explained that the world is not the truth, God is the truth. And that is why I am saying it. The neighbor will say, it's all right, but don't say it with your mouth. Why? If it is the truth, then why should I not say it with my mouth? Arey, say it, but don't say like that, Ram Nam Satya hai. Say like this, my dear brothers and sisters, the name of Ram is the truth. Then I will have no tension. And supposing I say Ram Nam Satya, then what will happen? I am scared somebody will die inside my house. This is your faith in Ram Nam, that you think if we say Ram Nam Satya, somebody will die. Otherwise, you are taking the names of friends and relatives and neighbors and everybody, nobody dies. But towards Ram Nam, the sentiment is that if we say Ram Nam, somebody will die. Now say, how many parents will there be? Indian parents. If their child is in the bedroom, sleeping on the bed, they can lift the bed and saying Ram Nam Satya, Ram Nam Satya, bring the bed to the drawing room. Swamiji, mera hriday to dhak dhak ho jayega, I can't do it. That means, as yet, we don't have the sentiment towards the Ram Nam. We don't believe that it is non-different from Ram and Ram is sitting inside. So, what we are doing is just a ritual. We do the external bhakti and we don't engage the mind. So, the external bhakti becomes elaborate. Now let us say, at your home it is your child's marriage. So, for the marriage people keep the Satya Narayan Katha. And for the Katha you have called Pandit Ji home. The Pandit Ji has given a list of samagri for the puja. Well, you must have karpoor, you must have supari, you must have agarbatti, and you must have kapda, etc. I am giving an example from the Indian scenario. So you went now to the cloth shop. Arey bhai dukandar, show me the best cloth you have in your shop. It is my son's wedding. I have to make a safari suit for him. This will not come again and again. Show me the best one. So the dukandar, shopkeeper thought, I have got a good customer here. He said, Sahab, dekhiye, this is 1,000 rupees meter. This one is 2,000. This is 5,000 rupees meter. So you said, yes, this is fine. Give me 6 meters. He cut it and gave it to you. Now while going back, you remember, oh, dukandar, I forgot. Pandit ji said you need 1 meter cloth more for puja. So give me 1 more meter cloth. So the shopkeeper said, should I cut it from the same bundle? No. I want puja ka kapda for Bhagavan. The shopkeeper says, is this not good enough for Bhagavan? You need some superior variety? Arey pagal, what kind of dukandar are you? Don't you know what kapda we use for puja? The thinnest one. It has to be white or red. It is called tool. It is 50 rupees meter. The dukandar says, Sahab, for your son you have got 5,000 rupee meter kapda. And for God you had got 50 rupees meter. Arey bhai, God does not wear. I just have to fulfill Pandit ji's list. For all I know, maybe God roams around without clothes. This is our sentiment towards Bhagavan. It doesn't even match our sentiment towards the child. It is external. Now we went to the next shop, grocer's shop. Suro bhai, pansari, give me 1 chatak supari. So the shopkeeper is taking out the nice big ones. No, not this one. Give me the puja supari. What is the puja supari? Is it a special brand that comes from Golok? Puja supari is that which human beings cannot eat. It is dry, small. So the dukandar keeps it separate. Some puja wala will come, I will give it to him. So in 1 chatak, he'll get 20, 30 and all the Devi Devtas will get satisfied. That is the kind of jokery we do. So, Kripaluji Maharaj is saying that, look, this will not do. You cannot cheat God. You can cheat the world, but God is sitting inside. So if you say, all right, I'll apply a tikram with God. What is a tikram? One man was taking his boat on the river. Now the boat got caught in the storm. So this man was fearful of his death. He started praying, oh Shri Krishna, I am going to die today. If you save me, I will sell off my house and give all the proceeds to the Radha Krishna temple. Now it seems that Shri Krishna heard or whatever, the storm subsided and he was saved. He started thinking, I had given my word. I will sell the house and I'll give the proceeds to the Radha Krishna temple. Now how? House is worth 1 million. So he put out an advertisement. My house is on sale for $1. But whoever buys the house will have to buy my cat alongside with it. And the cat is $999,099. So now the house is sold for $1. He will give $1 to the Radha Krishna temple. God says, you think I am a fool? You can't fool me because I am sitting inside you. That is why in the spiritual field, it is not the body. It is the mind that is the cause of bondage and the cause of liberation.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Sathya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta सकल बल देता आपदानवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। माता-पिता गुरुदैवं पर्यन्तयो नीवे, स्वामी पर्यन्तयो नीवे। नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा, नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा, नागेन्द्राशयना। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा, सत्य साई महादेवा। मंगल आरती अंतको, मंगल आरती अंतको, मंगल गिरिधारी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा। शांति शांति शांति। समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की।